Apple just released their new iPhones. Whether you're going to be upgrading from an older generation phone or this is your first go around with an Apple device, today I'm going to help you make the right educated decision on which one works best for you. It's your hard-earned money, and we're going to make sure that you spend it correctly. Stick around to the end because I'm going to give you my opinion on which iPhone model would be suited best for you. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the iPhone 17 series, the new phones that Apple just released. I want to use the 30 plus years that I have of using Apple products to help you not only make the right decision for you, but the perfect decision. As you know, these phones have gotten very expensive. Getting one of these now is a serious consideration because whether you're buying the phone outright or you're having a monthly payment through the carrier or even through Apple, it's a lot to commit to. And you want to make the right decision and the right choice because you don't want to have buyer's remorse. And I'm going to make sure you're going to walk away with what you need and what's going to make you happy for the next few years. So let's get into this. So I want to go over 3 critical points with you on the new iPhones. The first thing I want to go over is battery life now matters more than ever. The new iPhone 17, and this is even the base model, it has 30 hours of video playback. That's huge. I mean, I'm telling you from my experience of going back to the second generation iPhone, when I remember standing in line waiting. Okay, I was one of those people. I was an Apple fanboy, and I was waiting in line to get my new iPhone. And there was just no way that I could ever imagine that this thing would have 30 hours of video playback. So that's huge. The new iPhone 17 Pro Max itself, it offers the longest battery life of any iPhone ever. We've come a long way. I mean, I can tell you from the 3G to the 4 SE. It's just, or the 4S, I'm sorry, I apologize. It's the 4S. Going back so far, we didn't have that kind of battery life. So, once you were a heavy user, you were constantly charging your phone. And I did that. I had to bring a charger with me to the office. I had to make sure I started putting chargers strategically around places. So this is huge for people who have been with Apple for quite some time. The base 17 offers all-day performance. Therefore, no need to carry an extra battery bank with you or, like I did, a charging cord. All-day performance at $799. Again, yes, that is the base model phone, but it's quite expensive. $800, that's a lot of money, depending on where you're at. I think this is critical for any of our busy adults out there. Having this all-day battery life is peace of mind. In reality, you don't have to worry about, am I going to get my messages? Am I going to be able to make that phone call? Or am I going to get that important email I've been waiting for? This is crucial. So now the other point that I want to talk about is the camera simplicity with these phones. We've come a long way. Both the main and the ultra-wide cameras offer 48 megapixel clarity. With that being said, that is quite awesome. That is a lot. So you can take some wonderful pictures and you can go out there and enjoy yourself, capturing those family moments, capturing something special, or just going out and taking pictures to make yourself happy. 48 megapixels is really nice. 24 is more than sufficient, but 48 on both the ultra wide and the main camera, wonderful. The Pro models, they add telephoto and advanced video features that are primarily for our content creators out there. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking about becoming a content creator, making videos, whether it be for this platform, YouTube, or even, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, you have a powerhouse in your pocket. And I really believe that this is going to launch some people into things that they never thought that they could do before. So that's really neat. I'm excited to see that. Let's not knock. Let's try that again. All right. Let's not knock the base model out of the water yet because it's more than sufficient for getting family photos, videos, and getting you started. So don't feel like you have to spend on a flagship over $1,000 just to get something that's going to work for you. You can start out small. So what I want you to do is compare the two and see for long-term usage which one's going to fit your workflow or your lifestyle. So the last critical point that I want to cover right now is Apple has changed the value proposition on these phones. How so? They are now offering the base model starting with 250 gigabytes, 256, let me be exact, 256 gigabytes of storage to start out with. This eliminates storage anxiety for any of you who take a lot of videos, photos, just storing large files. It's like walking around with a portable SD hard drive in your pocket, which is great. At $799, that's the base model, which includes the A19 chip. Also, it has ProMotion display, which is huge. 120 hertz ProMotion display. It used to only come on the Pro models, and now they've introduced it to all models. Now, this makes the iPhone 17 the best value without the premium price for the premium features. A lot of these features, the ProMotion display, the 256 storage, you could only get it when you spent over $1,000 or close to $1,000. Not anymore. So they're leveling out the playing field, and I feel that this is giving you the opportunity to not only start out with Apple, but to get a good foothold with Apple and to move forward. As promised, I'm going to give you my insight into what phone I believe is the best value for the money right now of all of the new iPhone lineup. And that's going to be the iPhone 17 Air. I say this because I feel it is a revolutionary design that is going to now set the standard for how smartphones move forward. With, it's only the 5.6 millimeter thick titanium frame. Also, the ultra thin profile. It creates an entirely different feel in the hand, so it feels like something that is now out of the future. But it's also genuinely shocking how light this phone is, and it feels so much different compared to all the phones from years past. Funny thing is, and again, everything I'm telling you right now, these are all conversation starters, so people are going to be like, wow, let me see that. That's so cool. Super light phone, super thin, right? And right now, it's the experience you cannot get anywhere else in the smartphone market for a cell phone or a smartphone just like this one. The iPhone Air also has the A19 Pro chip with 12 gigabytes of RAM. This is more powerful than the base model phone for a few bucks more. I'm not going to lie to you, it does cost a few bucks more, but it is coming in as a powerhouse in comparison to the base model, which also positions you for years of software updates. You're not going to be outdated in the next 3 to 4 years. Depending on how you use your phone and how often you update, this is still going to give you some life if you don't feel like updating to the next version, or if the next version that comes out you're not too thrilled about, at least you can hold on to this one for a while. It also has a 6.5, the ProMotion 120 hertz display, meaning, again, faster scrolling, easier to read, easier for our aging eyes as well. Some of us, it's a fact, when you get older, your eyesight starts to go a little bit, and it is what it is. In reality, I feel that this is a preview of where Apple is taking the iPhone lineup. There are a few caveats that you will have to consider when choosing the iPhone Air. One of them is it only has a single rear camera in comparison to the other models that have dual camera system. It also, if you listen to your phone for music and you play it loud or whatever in your house, your room, your office, whatever the case may be, it has mono audio and not stereo speakers. So that is going to be another drawback, something to consider. It does have shorter battery life. In comparison to the 30 hours, it only has 27 hours of video playback. You lose 3 hours because you lose a lot in that size, right? The other thing, too, it has slower charging speeds. Again, I think the size is the differentiator in this instance. But also, there is no physical SIM slot. So depending on where you are, whatever country in, if you're using physical SIMs all the time, this phone will not be for you because it operates on eSIM only. For some people, that might be a deal breaker. Like when we travel internationally, we just want to grab a SIM at the airport to use our phones in that country with no issue. Might be a deal breaker for some of us. So keep that in mind. It's also missing the macro photography and spatial photos and cinematic mode. If you're a content creator and you're wanting to use those features, it does not have them. I'm sorry. Again, going back to the cost, it costs $200 more than the basic iPhone 17, and you're losing some features, but you're also gaining on the other end in that new forward thinking of design. These are things that to contemplate when you're looking to upgrade your phone or get a new iPhone altogether. So in closing, out of the entire iPhone 17 lineup, the standard iPhone offers better value and daily usability for most users. You'll find this phone more than capable of handling any task you throw at it for that price tag of $799, again, depending on what country you are in. My recommendation of the iPhone Air, it really is a luxury purchase that is prioritizing form over function. If you're one of those people, and I want to have the latest and greatest shiny new toy, new object. It's one of those. I also firmly believe that because it offers that A19 Pro chip for $200, an upgrade over the base model, if you are a power user in that sense, but you're going to wind up having to charge it more often and possibly buy that $100 battery pack that Apple is offering so you can keep that phone charged. There are drawbacks. I'm not going to lie to you. The form is something to be reckoned with. And especially for our viewers, either phone, whether it be the iPhone Air or the base model 17, it'll be more than enough than what you need. It's up to you which one you want to spend your hard-earned money on. In the end, make sure you do your research, and everything I've told you here, you're going to pick a phone that's going to last you a few years, and also it will do what you need it to do and when you need it. So which phone do you think you're going to choose? If you've already chosen a phone, let us know in the comment section. I would love to hear what you chose and why you chose it. Lastly, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button because it helps us more than you know. Thank you for spending your time with me today. It was great seeing you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Talk to you soon.